In today's video, you're going to learn why final expense is not for sissies. This is a three-part video series I'm releasing, and the first one's coming up right after this. Hey, what's up out there? It's Dave Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com. Thanks so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why final expense is not for sissies. Now, you may be wondering, why am I doing a video that talks about why final expense is not for sissies? Well, the reason is that final expense, as any sales job is oriented around, is dealing with people. And the dealing of people deals with all sorts of human emotions. And if you can't accept some of the uglier realities of a sales profession, then you shouldn't do it whatsoever. And so this is the first video out of a three-part series of what I would consider the biggest difficulties of the final expense sales business. The first one of which is dealing with rejection. Now, rejection is the single biggest thing that frustrates agents and salesmen alike. The feeling like their opinion and their thoughts and their presence doesn't matter to the prospect. It is very frustrating, especially if you're an extrovert and you get power and confidence from being around other people, and you're generally regarded in every other capacity as a decent person that actually provides value. Getting rejected sucks, let's just face it. It doesn't matter who you are. And what I want to teach you in this video is how rejection isn't that big of a deal. If you're normally stuck up and upset about getting rejected in a sales capacity, hopefully I can impass a few ways and strategies to handle it. So the first thing about rejection is never personal. You are not being rejected personally. What you're being rejected by is your business opportunity or whatever it is that you're selling. Your prospect doesn't know who you are. Frankly, they don't care really until you maybe would be able to help them. And that's even if they curse you out and tell you to go to hell. They don't know who you are. That's just their reaction to the sales prospecting process. It's not personal. And so what they're rejecting, understand, is your product. They hear life insurance, burial insurance, whatever it is that you're selling. They hear that and they say, well, I don't need that. I'm not interested, bye. And they hang up. That reaction is not personal against you. It's the behavior pattern they've learned through dealing with salespeople, because salespeople are persistent and people learn that they've got to cut off somewhere, so why not do it right in the beginning so they don't have to go down the persuasion path that they hate so much and are uncomfortable with. So first of all, rejection is not personal. When you're out selling final expense, you're going to get rejected more often than not. In fact, top producers get rejected more than the low producers. Why? Because they see more people. Therefore, they get rejected more. And they just accept it as something that's just part of the deal. Which leads me to my second point about rejection. It is in part, completely with the system of the sales process in and of itself. There are very few sales systems that can completely remove some sort of rejection entirely. The reality of sales is we have to take a risk on the people that have identified themselves as leads. That risk that we take is attempting to set an appointment or running an appointment. And the very fact and the very definition of a lead is just an opportunity. It's not a sale. And so an opportunity may or may not go through. And if it was always a sale, you wouldn't be paid as much. That's why salespeople are paid so well, because of this behavioral abuse that we all have to withstand, one of which being rejection. So understand that the reality of any business model, especially final expense, is you must accept some level of rejection in the prospecting and sales process. Because without it, you can certainly ignore it, but then you're out of the business. It's better just to accept the fact that you're going to get rejected and move on and look at it as a part of the process than getting hung up on the way somebody treats you. Nobody's actually going to reach for the phone and punch you in the face when you call them. Nobody's going to actually throw you off the deck and point a gun at you. Well, 99.99% of the time, unless you're in Alabama. I should tell you that story sometime. Most of these people, look, they sent the card in, they solicited you, they were the ones that requested the information over the phone. You're just doing your job, man. You know, I mean, don't take it personally. They're the assholes if they're going to turn around and be rude to you. And that's something that's very important to remember. So A, rejection is normal, and they're not rejecting you, rejecting your product. And B, it's just a part of the process. You have to accept it to be successful. And you have to create some sort of logical and emotional barrier to that rejection in order to operate and just not really care that much about it. One last note before I end this video. Rejection and the concern of rejection really is a problem of not seeing enough people. An old agent once said, all sales woes are because of a lack of prospecting. Everybody gets hung up on a sale or the reaction of a sale or an issue when they don't have anybody else to see. When they only see 2, 3, 4, 5 people a week, every sales call and every lead matters. If you quadruple that and you see 20 people a week, I don't even remember what one of the persons rejecting me said, and nor do I care because I got 19 more people to see. That's the power in a system that is keeping you extremely busy. All these things you just don't have time to think about. It really helps you stay on task anyway. My name is Dave Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor. FEAgentmentor.com is my website. Before you go, I'd like you to join one of these newsletters up here. I don't know which side of the screen it's on, never do. It's my No BS Final Expense newsletter. And just for joining, you get free 4 sales training audios and scripts as my way of saying thank you for taking time to check out what I have to offer, as well as a weekly newsletter every Wednesday that gets sent out at 10 in the morning. Again, Dave Duford, Final Expense Agent Mentor. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.